So in the previous video, we refreshed on how homeostasis is the tendency to maintain and restore steady state conditions that are required for life. And we also learned that changes in energy drive homeostasis. So energy drives homeostasis. Now let's see how the process of homeostasis can actually be observed in an ecosystem. So let's look at an example. Titanosaurs were giant herbivore dinosaurs, and they stood over 70 feet tall and weighed nearly 100 tons. So here I have my Titanosaur. You might just have to envision it, but here's our little dinosaur. And he's standing nearly 70 feet tall. But from the fossil records, scientists noted that the island population of titanosaurs never grew bigger than a horse. So if we visualize that next to it, we have our normal titanosaur, and then we actually have our small little miniature titanosaur that never grew bigger than a horse. So I'm going to estimate, about 8 feet. So then they analyzed the bones, and they determined that the fossils didn't just belong to juvenile dinosaurs, but that the bones actually belong to dwarf population of dinosaurs. So how can this be? How can a species that normally grows to be over 70 feet tall exist as a population that never reaches more than 8 feet? Well, the answer comes from considering homeostasis and energy. Scientists have observed that in general, animals get big to avoid large predators. They are able to grow larger because there is a great deal of space and resources to meet their energy requirements. But when large predators aren't around, there's no need to waste energy growing to a large size. So remember that homeostatic regulation requires energy. So moreover, to sustain a healthy population, you need enough food. And an island environment generally supports limited resources. Consequently, if there's a limitation on food, then the biggest individual with the biggest food requirements is likely to starve. Therefore, in the case of our dinosaurs, the available energy on the island was well below the threshold to sustain the titanosaur population of that size. As such, in order to return to steady state, in which there was a balance between energy available and energy consumption, the body mass of the dinosaur decreased, or it gets smaller, reducing its energy needs for homeostatic conditions. And while this example has evolutionary roots, it actually fits our idea of homeostatic regulation, because homeostatic theory states that energy is mobilized to take action that will restore and protect these steady states, but that the action may be novel and inventive. So in this case, the dwarf statue of the dinosaur is a novel and inventive state, but one that allowed the animal to maintain steady state conditions and live. So think about it. If a normal titanosaur was transplanted to the island, there wouldn't be enough space, food, or even water to sustain the animal, and it would eventually die. Better yet, the dinosaur's gross consumption of the resources would not only lead to its own death, but that of the entire island's ecosystem.